How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the Ride Along with RONIN 47R. We are jumping into a light tank, the AMX 1390, and this tank spotted its little heart out. Not a bunch of pins per se, and I'm not the best light tank driver compared to some of my friends, but you know, this tank can be a lot of fun, and I was really focusing on the scoutability of this tank, and we'll see how that ended up. We're jumping into Westfield. It is a rainy day, and it is a standard battle. We're spawning in the north. In this case, it's the east in this particular variant. And you can see here the matchmaking is pretty good, considering I'm a tier 8 light tank, and so instead of getting slammed into tier 10 games, there's only a couple tier 9s. So it's a pretty good mix for a light tank. So here I am cruising along and kind of making this stuff up as I go. I can't apparently speak. I guess when I'm on vacation, I am unable to remember how to speak. But cruising along, kind of a new style I'm toying with, which is I'm running with my rations, which is not new, but rations in conjunction with, for this light tank, 2 repair kits. I figure the thought process behind it is like, well, I mean, you know, if a guy gets killed or there's a fire or whatever, I mean, if it's going south, I'm pretty done. But what most likely happens when I'm in this tank? Pretty much tracked or something, you know, gets damaged. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of hedge my bets in that direction. So I'm going to go for some spotting here, cresting this hill. And there you go. You see, I do have a few perks or skills, rather, or mix thereof on this crew. Not very well developed, so I just don't play my light tanks a lot, and I don't develop those crews. So shame on me, but I do have 6th sense. Able to get 4 spots on this particular game here, and try to do my best to not impede my teammates. Not a very exciting, you know, mixing it up sort of game with a bunch of dramatic shooting and explosions. You know, scout driving. I'm not saying light tanking. I'm specifically talking about scouting, which is what I'm kind of emphasizing in this game. Is I'm not going to say it's boring. I mean, it's actually very exciting when you are doing it. But when you're watching it, you know, it's those guys driving around. But it's funny how it is very nerve-wracking. For me, this is one of the most nerve-wracking positions to play, which is a scout tank, because I kind of feel like I'm not really doing anything in the game. I'm really hoping. I mean, that's really what it is. I'm hoping that my artillery and my other tanks are seeing what I'm seeing and are going to actually take advantage of the spotting that I'm doing. Sometimes, you know, I'm just poking around and I'm identifying targets for the heck of it. And those are bad games. So now that we've kind of done all we can do over there, I'm heading down to the southeast. And the reason being is that I'm going to try to do some sniping with this tank. And previously, I believe I fired 2 rounds. I don't recall. And I am reloading just to kind of be ready for it. Now this tank, the way I have it set up, the reload is not very short. I mean, it's 38, it's almost, let's just call it 39 seconds, which is a pretty long time, but it is what it is for this tank and the way I have it set up. And, you know, that's a nice juicy target there, that T29 way across there. But see, here's the thing that I need to focus in on. Even though it's reloading very fast between individual shots, you really need to let it aim in 100%. Otherwise, it is going to, like it did there, ricochet off, because it's just not that accurate unless you wait for it to get all the way in. It's not very forgiving. So not much I can do across the way to the south. So now I'm going to go ahead and continue to be very, I call it parasitic or opportunistic, where you really need to be aware of the map and try to get your gun, well, I mean spotting of course too, but if you're going to be shooting, you got to get that gun going as much as possible while being productive, because those reloads take up so much of your game time, where you are, for all intents and purposes, like right here, I have no way to help out. I'm still waiting. So you have to really make those shots count, because if you don't, you're going to be paying for it, and one could argue the rest of your team is going to be paying for it because you're not really participating in the game, except for spotting, which in this case, I don't even think I'm doing any spotting. Now, sadly, score-wise, it's not too bad. It's 4-3, pretty even, but if you look at the map, the way it's spread out, it looks terrible for the greens. We've lost the Northwest, or the North in general, and I'm feeling like this is going very badly very quickly. Kind of doing some bonsai action there and just trying to get some spots and get folks to focus on me, not on my friends, and just see what I can do to help affect this game. Got a clump of guys that are on my team, as you can see on the 9-0 line, and that's pretty much it. Yes, there's a sprinkling here and there, but for all intents and purposes, the guy at A7, Triage, I think he is a goner. We all know that the Reds were heavy to the northwest, and they were up and moving over towards our flag area. So it's not surprising if he has a whole bunch of backup behind him. And lost sight of him because, well, our guy's dead now. And so I am not going to run out there and get spotted because I don't need to, because I'm already getting spotted. Got guys coming through the village, got guys over on G4. Trying to use the descent here on the hill to block me from any fire from line of sight from the enemy to the northwest, while I'm trying to take some shots across the field there in the valley. Going back and forth, back and forth. It's 4-7. It's really looking bad for us. Yikes. Not a big fan. Took a little Hail Mary shot there into the dark, and noticed that he was actually able to do the same thing for me, and he actually connected and damaged me pretty well. So I'm about one shot, maybe two, but I'm a one shot away from dying. It's 5-7. We could still pull this out, but I don't know. I mean, it's pretty risky. This is kind of a nice thing to see when you are a light tank or a medium tank, or anybody who's, well, attacking a turretless TD. But someone else was able to get him before I could get my gun into play. Alright, so now you've got the IS-6 over here. Our guys are just falling. I mean, they are just falling over left and right everywhere. I don't like that the artillery is still in play. They're kind of owning this this map here with it's a 5-8. Frankly, I'm surprised that we have not fallen quicker than we have. I don't know what the guys are doing in the north, the enemy, but they seem to be kind of trickling out. So now we've lost quite a few guys. We are taking some of their guys down with us, 7-9, 8-9. It's still close. I'm not sure. I'm not going to give up. I think I have about just a little over 300 points of health left. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. There's an E75 off in the distance. Would love to assist with that. You got this, T43. He's just too low for me to help out. I'm kind of in the danger zone here. I'm running across this big flat. Please shoot me field. He is attempting to go after my medium tank. As you can see there, they're kind of duking it out. Hopefully I can assist. I do have a full clip, but all of a sudden you see there's a medium behind me, so I'm kind of zigging and zagging because I assume that I'm being aimed in upon. And frankly, I'm surprised that I did not get shot by this time. Turning back around, you see a shot went by me. I think that is a super Pershing, which makes me super scared because I have to be super accurate to hit him as far as in an area that would matter from the front. Then you have a heavy tank, I believe, there over at F5, F6. I mean, it's my choices are really dwindling fast. I'm trying to think, who can I support? I've got a medium and an artillery, which the artillery just bit the big one. So now I'm down to two guys, and they're spread out. I have to make a choice. Who am I going to assist with? Now, I saw this guy coming down, and I thought maybe I can sneak one in on him. So I was able to do that. Better than nothing. But darn, I don't think this is really going to be enough to save the game from the jaws of a loss. Even though we're only down by 2, you just look at the types of tanks, the health pools, the weight classes. This is just not enjoyable. They really have us kind of surrounded here. That guy's a low on health enemy. The Super Pershing here has a possibility of being able to duke it out with him. He's pretty far away. I'm in the line of sight for people to snipe me. I mean, it's a tough call. I figure I'll try for the E75 maybe, because he is a lower health tank that possibly we can get him off the board. But again, attempting to fight him from the front is kind of silly in this tank. That's pretty tough. Luckily, I have some guys advancing, in a way, lucky, on my medium down here, so maybe I can whiz around, be a TIE fighter, zooming back and forth, and take advantage of all these folks that are running around. Maybe I can get lost in the chaos. Now, I'm 6th sense, so I'm probably being looked at. There you go. I am being looked at. Got hit. Now I am guaranteed to be a one-hit wonder. I did land one into the IS-6, but it's just not enough to change the game. And there you go. E75 is coming around from the back. This is a joke for me to attempt this, but I'm thinking, whatever, you know. Help. So, all right. I got a critical out of that last one, which doesn't mean much. There are 2 medium tanks on the green team. And, well, scratch that, make that 1. So now you just have the Centurion 1, who has, interestingly enough, almost full health. Kind of, you know, no judgment. I'm just don't know what was going on for the whole match there. But there he goes. He's cruising around, and it's him versus 4 guys, some of which are pretty hardcore. You know, you got the E75, which maybe 2 or 3 shots for this Centurion 1 to take out, assuming he even connected with all of them. You got the Super Pershing here, who is very hard to pen from the front. Luckily, he's doing this nice, you know, hey, I'll show you my rear. And then the Centurion is being kind enough to say, hey, look at my rear, you know. I don't know. So they're aiming each other's rears at one another. That was interesting. Still, you know, it's 11-14. Unless people are really inept and he's really good, I don't know. I don't know. He's a decent speed, so if he can string these guys out, I mean, 3 minutes, 35 seconds, they're maybe not going to cap. We don't know. So he's probably, well, I honestly don't know. At this point in the game, I'm wondering, is he trying to sweep around the buildings and hit the Super Pershing? No, I guess he's going all the way to their flag. I don't know why, because he's not really going to be able to cap on his own. Is he going to sweep around and try to go the long way? Maybe, I guess. Maybe he made his choice once he saw the artillery. I really don't know. So now it's kind of a one-on-one. Hopefully he doesn't get shotgunned here. And he's got this. Oh, and he got shotgunned. So I was really hoping he'd be able to take that guy out. He did have the dead tank to use as a barrier, but that move didn't work out so well for him. And again, nothing too crazy on the pens, only 8, only 1732 on damage. What was kind of cool though is, you know, this is not something I get very often. I got patrol duty, and you don't very often see me in a light tank. So there's the AMX 1390. I did come in first place, but big whoop-de-doo, we lost. Wasn't super awesome, but I felt it was a very good example of scouting. I mean, that's what was my whole main goal. I wasn't really out there assassinating. I was really focusing on doing the spotting at first and getting those spots in and targets identified for the team. And that was pretty much it. So yay. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and check out the next one. Now, where did my crew go off to? Oh, I see. There they are. Okay, girls, tell them who they are if they're receiving this transmission.
You are one of the 47 Ronin. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.